It's your man, Janelle Mecca Holmes, and live on the radio, we got the legendary, one of the greatest hip-hop MCs of all times, the one and only Big Daddy Kane. What's going on, Kane?
I'm good, man. What's happening?
Oh, man, it's an honor to have you on the show, man. Let's get right into it, man. What is going on with Big Daddy Kane right now?
Well, right now, some guys that I teamed up with, they came out with a new project. Well, we came out with a new project on Tuesday. It's available for download on iTunes and Amazon, and it's called Back to the Future. The name of the group is called Last Supper, which features myself, Showtime, that sings with Pharoah Monch, and a band out of New York called the Lifted Crew. Okay. And what it is it's vintage soul combined with vintage hip hop, like merged together over all live instrumentation.
Okay, definitely, man. I think that's a great concept, man. We got two of the tracks. We got I Can't Believe, and let's talk about I Can't Believe. What's going on with that one?
Well, that's actually a Millie Jackson remake, Millie Jackson song, Child of God. We just couldn't name it the same thing for publishing issues, but it's basically a Millie Jackson remake of her song Child of God. But what we did, like, all the music is exactly the same, but what we did was we changed the lyrics. Okay. Where her song was talking about stuff that was happening around the world in the 70s, and we changed it to current affairs, stuff that's happening in the world right now today. Okay. And it features Yazara. A lot of people may remember, may know her, from singing with Erykah Badu or singing with Foreign Exchange. Okay. And it features Garfield Fleming from the Delphonics.
Okay. And we also got Back to the Future, and that's released this week, correct?
That's the name of the whole project.
Okay.
Yeah, it came out Tuesday. Yeah, the name of the whole project is Back to the Future.
Okay. So what's the meaning behind that title?
Well, basically, like how I was explaining, how we're doing vintage soul mixed with vintage hip hop. Basically, what we're saying is that we're going back and grabbing those vintage elements of music, of soul music, of hip hop music. We're grabbing those elements and we're making it current. Okay. So that's what we mean by Back to the Future.
And that's definitely like part of the essence of Big Daddy Kane. That whole 70s soul, that true soul. I mean, that's pretty much the epitome of who you are. And,
well put.
Definitely. Everybody was waiting for a Big Daddy Kane unsung, and we were blessed to get one. How did you feel about it? Your life, your music, your success, some of the obstacles that you faced?
Yeah, I mean, when I was first approached about it, I was like, hell no, man, because I never really liked the title of the show because, it sounds like someone that, never got their just due, or, someone that was overlooked. But I actually thought that they did a great job, Mm-hmm. I thought they did a great job, and they told a lot of things that I guess a lot of people didn't know, because it's never, really my thing to just sit around, be like, well, I did this, well, I'm responsible for that.
Of course.
So, I mean, I thought that, they did a great job of, highlighting my life, man.
In today's generation, do you think there's an appreciation, for you as an artist as far as all the things that you've done? Is it appreciated?
Well, I mean, is that appreciation for me, like from a fan base? Absolutely.
Okay, good.
Yeah, absolutely. From a fan base, absolutely. From some media people, absolutely. From a lot of the new artists of this younger generation, not necessarily. There's a few, but the majority of them not. I mean, and I'm not saying that like as if they should. I mean, you into what you into. Because I mean, I'm the type of person that used to love to listen to a lot of 60s, 70s stuff, and other cats that's my age, they didn't want to hear no old stuff. They wanted to hear what was current at that time of the 80s. So I can understand and relate to it. It's all good. I just think that people like myself, people like KRS-One, Chuck D, so many others, like, they were successful because for that generation before them. You know, Spoonie G's, Grandmaster Flash, 55, Churches 3, Run DMC, LL. You know, they had an appreciation for that generation before them, and because of them, you know, looking at what these guys do to make them great, it, you know, helped, you know, attribute to their greatness.
What are you feeling now as far as music? Like what groups, and not just necessarily hip hop, you know, like what type of music are you feeling right now?
Well, I mean, you said it earlier about that whole 70s thing. You know, I mean, I play my iPod, so I'm listening to Willie Hutch, Isaac Hayes, David Ruffin, you know.
Yeah. Speaking of Public Enemy, you know that they're being inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in April. And
that's dope.
Yeah, definitely a big deal. And I think that speaks a lot as far as just, you know, the relevance of hip hop and just that generation of groups, you know, which you're part of. I mean, you know, definitely the Burn Hollywood Burn and just those collaborations back then, Self-Destruction. I mean, you're definitely, you know, a part of that. So I just don't view Public Enemy as far as being inducted. I view that whole generation, that true school of hip hop being inducted. So I think it's a great accomplishment for all.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm very happy for them, man. You know, Chuck Flav and the rest of the fellas, they truly, truly deserve it because, you know, what they stood for in hip hop. I mean, you know, I talk about them all the time when I try to talk about artists that had an impact. You know, I would like, you know, because I say how, like, you know, we talk people like myself and LL who were like recognized as sex symbols. But I'm like, let's take Public Enemy for instance. They went a whole different route,
right?
And I watched that group cause a younger generation to take $5,000 worth of jewelry off of their neck just to buy a $10 leather medallion.
Yes, sir.
You know, I mean, I thought that was powerful, man.
Yeah, no doubt it was. No doubt it was. But I definitely has some questions.
Go for it.
Yeah, Rakim. I know there's definitely like big respect between you guys. But back then, was there any type of rivalry between you guys?
There was, I guess, a rivalry that was brought about by others. You know, I never had nothing, you know, against dude, and I mean, I don't believe he had anything, you know, necessarily against me. It was this type of thing where, you know, there were people, you know, always around like, yo, I think he's trying to get at you with that lyric about such and such, and you know, he had people in his camp doing the same thing, and you know, I mean, it got to a point where, you know, I mean, like, what a real, I mean, any real MC. I mean, if you really, really a real MC, is that something that you want to prepare to address? So, you know, I mean, I had, you know, wrote some stuff, you know, to get at him, and he wrote some stuff to get at me, you know, just waiting for, I guess, somebody to make their move. But then what happened was some girl had gave me a picture where she made a comment about a song called Break the Rap in Half, and Eric B. Brother was my road manager. So when he saw that, he was like, yo, man, this is going too far. Y'all need to talk. And he called Rakim and put me on the phone with him. And we talked and yada, yada, yada. You know, I think he mentioned Set It Off. When I said rap soloist, you don't want none of this.
Right.
Like, nah, I'm trying to say that I'm a rap soloist and competition don't want none of this. I'm not, because on his song he said that, you know, that I'm a soloist, but I'm like, you know,
right.
You know, I mean, you know, Heavy D, he's a soloist.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know, anybody, MC Light, anybody from Malone is a soloist. You know, I'm like, you know, nah, I was just saying, you know, we straightened out. I asked him about the word to daddy.
Exactly.
That was, he said that's just some Long Island slang. That's all. It wasn't meant that way. And whether that was the truth or not, you know, we just deaded it there, and you know, that was the end of that.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was a good secret war because we got like the best of the best, and you know, it's being addressed lyrically, not through any other type of stupidity. So you know, it was definitely good. There was so many things happening, man. Like the Ain't No Half Step In video, the cat with the cornrows. There was like rumors that, oh, that's Eric B. You know, it was just a whole bunch of things.
Now that was the funniest one I heard.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, when I remember people telling me that too. I mean, that was just my man. That was my man Hawk that I, you know, ran with, and you know, that's all it was. I mean, real talk. I'm gonna keep it real with you.
Sure.
By '89, me and Eric may have been tighter than Eric and Rod was.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
I mean, Eric B. When I first bought my first house, Eric B. and my father were the only two people that had a set of keys to it.
Wow.
Like I was in L.A. Filming some stuff, and Eric was there by helping the dudes. I mean, without helping me, telling the dudes where to put all the furniture they was bringing in and all that good stuff. I mean, me and Eric was cool. So I mean, I never had nothing against those dudes because Eric was my man. I mean, I didn't, necessarily know Rakim, but Eric was my man. So, I mean, I wouldn't, just blatantly attack his artists.
Mm-hmm. All right. So as far as today, where can we expect to see Big Daddy Kane as far as tour dates, as Big Daddy Kane or as, being a member of the Last Supper?
Well, as far as, my solo dates alone, Big Daddy Kane, you can definitely check my website, BigDaddyKane.com, and you'll see all the upcoming dates that's coming. Well, we have a lot. I think we have a European tour that starts next month, and then a bunch of American dates in May and stuff. And with Last Supper, you can check that at LastSupper.com. And they also post on Facebook, Last Supper, at Last Supper on Twitter. We shoot it out. So all that you can find. I know we have I think the Brooklyn Bowl on April 9th with Last Supper, and then the tour won't start till July.
Okay. All right. As far as any solo music from Big Daddy Kane, should we be expecting anything soon?
Not soon, but in the future, me and DJ Premier, we had a discussion about working on a project, so that's going to happen down the line.
Oh, that's going to be great. Any other producers you'd like to work with that you're feeling now?
Other than Premier, only other producer I can really think of that I'm a real big fan of that I've never had the opportunity to work with would probably be Just Blaze.
Yeah, that would be a dope collaboration. Definitely. How's the relationship with JayZ right now? I kind of feel that if it wasn't for Big Daddy Kane, there really wouldn't be a JayZ, or there wouldn't be a JayZ in the form that we see him. So how's that relationship?
I mean, Jay showed me some love, and he brought me out to perform at one of his shows at the Barclays Center before they opened up. He did a week concert. Yeah. And the first night, he brought me out to perform, in the middle of his set. So, I mean, that was nice, Big ups to Jay. Okay. Cool.
Well, sir, it's definitely been an honor. I'm having you on the show and having you on the line. It's been a long career, and it's going to be a longer career based on all the things that we have ahead. Anything you want to tell our audience right now in regards to Big Daddy?
Yeah, absolutely, man. The name of the new project, the name of the group is Last Supper. That's LAS, no T, LAS, Supper, SUPPER. And the name of the album is Back to the Future. It's available on iTunes and Amazon now. Cop it. I mean, if you're into soul music, if you're into 80s hip-hop, I think you'll really have a great appreciation for it. I mean, we put blood, sweat, and tears in it, and I hope everyone enjoys it.
I'm sorry, Kane. I'm like a kid in a candy store right now, having you on the line. I gotta ask you one question. Out of all the music you've done, tell me like the 2-3 songs that you wrote, that you performed, that you had on your albums that you like the most proud of. Like these are my jewels. Like, what are those 3 songs that you did?
That I'm the most proud of.
Yeah.
Probably, I would probably say Set It Off, Mortal Kombat, and Smooth Operator.
Nice. Just to let you know, Ain't No Half Steppin' is my favorite.
Thank you, man. I mean, that's probably 90% of the Kane supporters' favorite.
Yeah. Mortal Kombat and Another Victory are the other two, man.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat, I think, for everything I've ever done, that was probably my best lyrical performance. And Set It Off is just that energy record that just drives me, it motivates me. And Smooth Operator was that song where I really felt like I achieved one of my goals. Like, you know, if I ever wanted to be Marvin Gaye, I was him on Smooth Operator.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. You made me step up my game. Like, wait a minute, let me get my fade in order. Well, sir, again, it's been an honor. And what we're going to do is go ahead and get into those songs for our audience. And again, what was the website?
LastSupper.com.
All right. And what about the official Big Daddy Kane website?
Oh, yeah, BigDaddyKane.com.
All right. Again, sir, it's been an honor.
All right, take care, man.
Yes, sir.